guys, welcome back to my channel. I hope you're all doing well. So in today's video I'm going to be showing you how I achieved this khaki green smoky eye using my favourite Morphe palettes. So if you want to see how I did it, then just keep watching. The first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to prep my eyelids as usual, and I'm just using my trusty ZOEVA Authentic Skin Perfector concealer, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to link everything that I'm using down below, because I'm just so bad at, when I'm doing my makeup and stuff, I'm so bad at telling you guys what I'm using, but I do always link it down below anyway. So yeah, I'm just prepping my eyelids, and if you've watched my videos before, you've seen me do this 1,000 times. To set that all in place, I'm going to go in with my Huda Beauty palette, and I'm going to use the Desert Sand shade, which is this one right here. And I love this shade for a base shadow because it literally, it just blanks out your whole eyelid, gets rid of any discoloration, and it just gives you the perfect blank canvas for your eye makeup. So I'm going to be doing more of like a khaki browny kind of smoky eye, because it is my first like night out since lockdown. So I'm very excited, and because I'm wearing like a greeny kind of top today, I thought I'm going to do a khaki smoky eye, because I always go for like my neutrals, like my browns and my golds. So I thought, do you know what, Jade, let's switch it up, let's try something different today. So that is what we are doing, and I'm going to use my Morphe, I think this is Boss Mode. I think it's 35M Boss Mode palette, I'm pretty sure, but I will double check. I'm going to be using that, and I'm going to be using my Jaclyn Hill Volume 2 Morphe palette. So what I'm going to do for my transition shade, I'm going to pop this colour right here into my crease. And the only thing that I don't like about Morphe palettes is that they don't have the names, like they don't, like the shadows don't have names or shades on them. So it's kind of hard, like when I'm filming and I want to show you guys, it'd be easier if I could just tell you the shade name, because then if you guys want to recreate it or do it at home, you don't have to try and figure out, what shade I'm using, but it's fine. So I'm just going to blend that into the crease. Now, I know what you guys are probably thinking. You're probably thinking, Jade, that is a very dark shade for a transition colour, but I feel like this is gonna work. And I just keep getting, literally, I'm a bit worried, because this palette, I love Morphe, but if you don't ever drop the palettes, because if you drop them, all the eyeshadows crush. Like literally, I've lost 1, 2, 3, 4, I've lost like 6 shades in that palette, and I haven't even used it that often. I think I've used it maybe 3 times, if that. But yeah, as I was saying, I know you're probably thinking this is a really dark shade for transition, but if I have a vision of what I want this eye look to look like in my mind, so I'm hoping that it's going to go to plan, or this video could just be a big fat fail. Then I'm going to go in with, I'm going to mix 2 shades together. I'm going to mix this really nice light green shade, and then this kind of deeper, kind of like an army brown, I'd say. So I'm just going to mix those 2 together. I'm just going to literally pop that over where we just applied that transition shade, and you'll see it kind of, it gives it more like a khaki kind of look, like it's got a green kind of undertone almost, without it being like bright green on your eye. So that is why I chose to go in with that transition shade, even though it is a bit dark to be fair. But I feel like once we've blended it all out and added a bit of shimmer and whatnot, a bit of brow bone highlight, I think hopefully it will all look pretty good. But yeah, this is my first night out, guys, and I'm really excited. Like, I'm just excited to go out and like just not have to think, oh, like you have to book everywhere in advance, and you know, you can't, you know, like you can't just walk in anywhere and be like, oh, can I just get a table for 2 please, or whatever. Like, it doesn't have to be so planned and whatnot. So I really am excited to get out, have a little dance and whatnot. So I'm happy with how that is looking. I feel like it's nicely blended out. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to deepen up the outer corners, and to do that I'm going to use a tapered fluffy brush, and this is just from BH Cosmetics, and I'm gonna go in with this really nice deep dark green shade, which is this one right here. I'm just going to pop a little bit of that onto my brush, and that's another thing that I don't like about the Morphe palette. Sorry, I feel like I'm just on a bit of a rant today about Morphe. I just love their eyeshadows, but I hate that their palettes don't have a mirror either. Like, I feel like if it had a mirror, it would just be the perfect palette. Had a mirror and the shades had names, oh my god, like it would just be perfect. But I guess you can't have everything. You can't have amazing eyeshadows with amazing pigment, great price, and perfect packaging, I guess. So I'm just popping that into the outer corners, and I'm just focusing mainly on the outer corners at the minute with this shade. I'm going to take that same fluffy brush that we used earlier, and I'm just going to blend it out. And I don't want to blend it out so much that I take all of the colour off, but just enough that you don't have any harsh lines. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to go back in with that same fluffy brush, and I'm just going to put a smidge of this lightest green shade, and I'm just going to pop this onto the outer edges of the eyeshadow just to help it blend out, because where it's like a lighter shade, it's just going to create more of a transition so that there's not any like really harsh lines or anything like that, but it's not going to look overly bright green, because I know that green is very bright. But once you just pop it on the outer edges and then blend it out, it's absolutely fine. And then I'm going to go back in with the same fluffy brush, and I'm going to dab it into just that brown transition shade that we used earlier, and I'm just going to pop this all over. And this is just to take away, because I want it to be like a nudie brown smoky eye with like a green undertone. So just by popping that just on top, just the tiniest amount, it just helps take away some of that green shade and just leave a really nice kind of undertone, like green undertone. Okay, so that is looking pretty good. Now I'm going to go in with this flat brush, and I don't know what shades I want to use because they've got some really nice greeny shimmery shades. So I'm going to have a play around. I want to go in with this shade right here. I don't know if that's picking up on camera, but it's like a really nice shimmery goldy green shade. So that's what I'm going to use on the lid, and I'm going to see how we get on with it, because I might not like it, but we will see. Okay, no, it's actually really nice. It doesn't pop, like overly pop, but it does give a really nice, oh my god, that shade's actually really nice. It's actually a lot nicer than I was expecting it to be. I was going to use, and I'm not sure because I do really like this, but I feel like it could do with like a little bit of a gold. I'm going to go in with this really pretty gold shade in the Jaclyn Hill palette, and I'm just going to pop this onto my finger, preferably one that isn't covered with black eyeshadow, and I'm just going to pop it onto the lid. Yeah, that looks so nice. Putting the gold over that green shimmery shade, again, it just gives you gold with a little bit of that green undertone, like it's not bam, like in your face. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to go back in with that fluffy brush, and I haven't got any extra product, and I'm just going to use that to blend it all in. So just like the matte shade blends nicely in to that shimmery shade. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to whack on these bad boys. Now, these are my favourite lashes. They're GWA, and you can get them from Primark, and they also sell them in Savers, and they're literally £3, so it's like bargain. But yeah, I just really like them, and they just apply so nicely. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to apply these, finish off the rest of my face makeup, tidy up my under eyes and whatnot, and then we're going to come back to the eyes. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to line my waterline with this NYX brown kohl eyeliner, and I'm just going to line my lower lash line. And I always prefer using a brown eyeliner rather than a black one, because I just feel like it's a little bit softer. I feel like black eyeliner can sometimes look a bit harsh. Well, it does on me anyway. So what I'm going to do now to blend that out, I'm just going to go in with a pencil brush, and this is just a BH Cosmetics one, and I'm going to go in with those two. Actually, I'm going to go in with all 3 shades. So I'm going to mix the lightest green, the middle green, and the brown that we used. And then I'm just going to use this to smoke out that lower lash line. And I feel like when you do this as well, it just helps set that eyeliner in place. Because I remember, oh my god, I remember when I first, like, not first started wearing makeup, but when I was kind of getting into wearing makeup and stuff. And I remember I applied like kohl eyeliner, and I applied it, and like, I don't know what happened. I think I was at uni or something, but I went in to the bathroom and I literally, all the eyeliner had almost melted down my face. I was so embarrassed, like literally, I looked like a raccoon, I looked like a hot mess. And then, yeah, I think I didn't wear kohl eyeliner for a long time then. I think that's when my transition to liquid eyeliner started. Yeah, it was so funny because literally, I wish I had a picture. It was literally just like I swear, people on my course were not my friends, because someone should have told me. No one told me what it looked like. It just looked like someone had punched me in my eye. Like literally, it was so bad. So yeah, that's why I put eyeshadow on the lower lash line, because A, ties the whole eye look together, but more importantly, it sets the kohl eyeliner, so you don't have to look like a raccoon like I did. Okay, so now what we're going to do, last but not least, well actually no, I've missed one step, Jade. How can I miss the most important step? So what I've got to do now is I need to highlight my inner corner and my brow bone. Now what I'm going to use is I'm going to use my MAC Whisper of Guilt highlighter, and I love this. And the reason why I'm going to use this one is because I feel like that gold shade that we used in the Jaclyn Hill palette, it's like quite a chunky gold shade, and then I feel like the green shimmery one isn't really like a highlight. And I've used this on the rest of my face, so sometimes I like using the same highlighter on my eyes that I've used on the rest of my face, because I feel like it just makes the whole look uniform. So yeah, I'm just going to pop that into the inner corners, and it actually goes really nicely. That just blends in really nice. I'm going to pop it on my brow bone as well. But yeah, I'm really happy with how this turned out, to be fair. Because I'm not going to lie, I was a bit worried. I was thinking, Jade, is this video going to be a big fat fail? Because you don't really experiment with colour. But I feel like it's turned out alright. So yeah, and then I'm just going in with that fluffy brush that we used earlier, just to blend the highlighter and the matte shades all together, so there's no harsh lines. Okay, and now, last but not least, we're going to go on to mascara. Now I have already got lashes on, so I just use this on my lower lashes. I'm just using my trusty YSL, and I really want to try, I don't know if any of you guys have tried it, but I really want to try the Clinique. I'm sure it's Clinique, because they've got a mascara specifically for lower lashes, and I really want to try it. Because I feel like I like this mascara, but I feel like I have to be so careful when I use it on my lower lash line, because it's so chunky, it's quite thick. And I just feel like putting a little bit of mascara on your lower lash line, it does just make the eyes like stand out a little bit more. I remember when I was in school, like, you never put mascara on your lower lash line. That was just not a thing. You did not do it. And it's so weird because I could never imagine not doing that now. This is the finished look, guys, and I'm really happy with the way it turned out. I'm loving the khaki green. I feel like it gives it just the right amount of colour. Not too much, but just the right amount, because you know me, as I've said, I love my neutrals and my browns and my golds. So we're gonna try and get outside that comfort zone. So I feel like this was the perfect eye look to start with. But I hope that you guys have enjoyed this video. If you did, please do click like, subscribe, join the YouTube family, and I will see you next time.